What is the best time to publish or schedule your pins on Pinterest? My name is Teresa Toledo, and as a Pinterest expert, I've been helping creators and business owners to grow their online presence and revenue with Pinterest for the past 6 years. Now make sure to subscribe and watch until the end if you want to learn how to grow your Pinterest account. So you've created your content and it's totally ready to go. Now you got it all set up and ready to be scheduled for Facebook, Reels, TikTok, and of course for Pinterest. It all looks great, sounds great, but then you wonder, when should I schedule my pins on Pinterest? What is the best time for pinning my pins on Pinterest? What days of the week are the best to pin your content? Or even, is there any specific time of the day that you should be pinning on Pinterest so your pins can go viral? The answer is simple. Believe it or not, there isn't. It doesn't matter when you're pinning on Pinterest. Actually, you could schedule and pin your content whenever you want, but don't go that fast yet. That doesn't mean you just go there and pin everything at the same time all at once. There is more to it. But does timing even matter? The only time that you should worry about when to pin on Pinterest is when you have been using the platform for a while for your business or your creator account and you have already established an audience, and I mean a large audience with thousands of followers. In this case, if you're trying to get a little bit of an edge to see more growth, you can try to pin at certain times when supposedly most of your audience would be online using Pinterest. But until you have that large following, there isn't much of a point. Also because people are on different time zones when using Pinterest. So don't worry about it. Just worry about creating and pinning your content consistently. Now, not every platform distributes the content that you publish and right away. Sometimes you can create and publish a pin, an idea pin, and it doesn't get processed and served to the main audience for hours and sometimes even days. Sometimes it could happen immediately, and sometimes it will vary because Pinterest, like all platforms, is always changing. My main thoughts about this is to not worry about it, especially when you're just starting out. You just want things to happen. You don't really need to worry about what is going to give you that tiny itty bitty edge. You just need to create and pin your content consistently. Think about the bigger picture and think about how Pinterest has this amazing evergreen effect. With that being said, you will notice that certain trends can develop over time. Now, in that case, it would be, when you already have a lot of followers and you're observing and you kind of know when they're online. I've seen before that certain accounts with large followings would respond faster to certain pins in a given time of the day. But other accounts, that would not matter. And this is something that you're only going to be able to see after you build that audience and you studied it. So if you're just starting out, again, don't worry about it. Like many other aspects of Pinterest success, consistency in creating pins is way more important than the time in which you will pin. Remember, Pinterest is a visual search engine, and that means that your content is going to be shown and seen by people when they search for it. Now, this could happen at any time, and this also means that it's important that you have your content published there in the first place. Otherwise, how are they even gonna find it? If your content isn't on Pinterest, people can't search and find it. And that's why it's so important to develop the habit of creating pins on Pinterest if you want to grow your Pinterest account and audience. Even if you're pinning just a few times a week, a consistent pinning schedule is key. And if you want to see more success, you can create more content and build that habit over time. And just like any habit, you will have more success if you build it up reasonably and evenly rather than trying it all at once. If you try to address every single aspect of your Pinterest strategy at once, you are likely going to get overwhelmed and quit. This isn't good because being overwhelmed, it's not the way to go. And this is just the same for anything in life. For instance, if you're trying to build a wellness habit of drinking more water, trying to force yourself to drink 2 gallons a day right in the beginning, it's totally impossible. Instead, you want to build a habit. You want to start small. You want to remember to drink a little bit of water every hour, and that's gonna lead you to the main goal. It will give you a place to grow from. After you have established the habit, then you can start drinking more water and changing other wellness habits. The same thing happens with building your Pinterest audience and building your Pinterest account. Start small and build up, and don't fall into the trap of overthinking. By keeping things simple and consistent, you will set yourself up for success. Now, one thing that I would talk about, timing only real quick before we wrap this up, and I want to make sure that you're gonna subscribe and continue watching so you can see this last tip, is when it comes to seasonal content. So of course, seasonal content, the right time to pin it. It's not when the season is happening, but in the season prior. Remember, Pinterest takes time to circulate your content and distribute to the people who are searching for it. So if you wanna be sharing Christmas content, I don't want you to go there and pin it in December. Actually, I want you to go ahead and start pinning back in September, maybe even back in August. The calendar that you're gonna follow for your seasonal content is pretty much what you see with Costco or Sam's Club. Right now, if it's summer, they are already putting Halloween content out there. And as much as that is gonna drive us crazy, the same thing works with Pinterest. So be always ahead of the season, at least 12 weeks. Ready to learn more? Don't forget, subscribe and watch my next video.